I want you to think of ChatGPT and these large language models as tools that you can use to give your ideas form, to give your thoughts, realization, to be able to explore lots of different concepts and be able to refine them over interactions with the tool. I don't want you to think of these tools as something that you use to just write essays or answer questions. That's really missing the capabilities of the tools. These are tools that really allow you to do fascinating things. So now I'm going to try to give you an example of this to hopefully motivate you that these tools have immense capabilities and that those capabilities can allow you to do things that would be very difficult to do otherwise. So what is a task that I thought of that would be something that we could all relate to? And I thought about my family and I thought about this crazy idea. We have this great restaurant from Uzbekistan that's in Nashville. We have a great restaurant from Ethiopia. We've actually got lots of great Ethiopian restaurants. And I thought to myself, what would it look like to create a meal plan that was based on a fusion of cuisine from Uzbekistan and Ethiopia? What would that look like? And in the past, I've eaten keto, so could we try to make it kind of keto? Because I still kind of like to limit my carbs. And, at the end of the day, realistically, I'm going to have to buy all the ingredients for this. And if they're not easily accessible at the grocery store down the street from me, I'm probably not going to cook the meals. So I thought, well, let's go to ChatGPT and see if it can help us with this problem, if it can help us prototype what this meal plan might look like. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, please create a meal plan for my family that is based on a fusion of food from Ethiopia and Uzbekistan. I want to eat keto and up to 2,000 calories per day. Pick dishes where the ingredients are easy to get from an average US grocery store. Now, this is a hard problem, right? I don't think that there's a human on the planet that could easily answer this question. And if they are, I probably could not find them. It would probably cost me too much to hire them. And they certainly couldn't do this as fast as I'm about to get it done for me. So I asked ChatGPT to do this for me, and ChatGPT says, here's a sample meal plan that combines flavors from Ethiopia and Uzbekistan while also being keto friendly and within a 2,000 calorie per day limit. Breakfast, scrambled eggs with sauteed onions, tomatoes, and Ethiopian berber spice. Now notice what it does. It puts in parentheses, it says, made with chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, ginger, cumin, and coriander. Now what it's signaling is berber spice is something you can get at the average US grocery store. All of these spices are easy to obtain from a normal US grocery store. So not only is it answering my question, it's giving me an Ethiopian breakfast dish, it's giving me information that I'm going to be able to get these spices. Now, I don't know enough about Ethiopian cuisine to know if this is a really accurate dish. It may not be. It may be sort of inspired by it and very Americanized. But I'm still, for me and what I'm trying to do, this is pretty impressive. It then goes on to say, lunch, Uzbek-style lamb kebabs with grilled vegetables, bell peppers, zucchini, eggplant, and a side of cucumber and tomato salad dressed with olive oil and lemon juice. Now you notice all of this is pretty keto friendly too. Now some people could take issue with the onions, but it's a really good first start of giving this crazy idea I have form. Now, it may have errors in it, it may not be perfect, but I could go and work with this and refine it and start improving it. And that's one of the things I want you to think about throughout this course is don't think of this as a one-off. I give it a question and I look at the answer and I say it's good or bad. No. So I went back to it and I thought, well, one of the things that I'm really missing from this is I don't know how much to eat. So I said, can you give me an approximate serving size for myself for each dish that is within my 2,000 calorie limit? And ChatGPT says, sure, here are approximate serving sizes for each dish based on a 2,000 calorie per day limit. Breakfast, scrambled eggs with sauteed onions, tomatoes, and Ethiopian berber spice mix. And then it has in parentheses 2 eggs, half a cup of onions, half a cup of tomatoes, 1 teaspoon of berber spice mix. Served with a side of sliced avocado, 1/4 medium avocado, and it goes on to give me now serving sizes for each of these different dishes. Now, again, I didn't go and I didn't take it into like some calorie calculator and look at the macros and check if it really fit my diet because I was just fascinated about prototyping this idea, exploring this concept, and I could keep refining it. I could keep looking and improving it asking it to break down things, really and analyzing and making sure it exactly fits what I'm looking for. But instead, I want to do something kind of different. I'm going to go and continue this thread of conversation, this crazy idea that I had, and give it a little more form. And so what I thought about is if I was really going to take this crazy idea into my family, I'd have to think about my 9-year-old son. My wife and I are more adventurous eaters, but my 9-year-old, he's not always going to want to eat everything that we come up with. And so I thought, well, what could I do to help him get excited about trying these things out? And so I thought, I can go back to ChatGPT and I can try to get ChatGPT's help with this. So I said, ChatGPT, my son is 9. Sometimes he won't try new dishes. To make this culinary adventure more fun for him, can you create a short Pokemon battle story to go with each dish? And if you're not familiar with Pokemon, it's trading cards and a game and a cartoon. My son loves it. I will read the stories with him before dinner to get him excited about trying the new food. Make sure the story ends with a cliffhanger that will motivate him to try the new food. Now, maybe I could find somebody who could give me a meal plan based on Uzbek cuisine and Ethiopian cuisine, and make it keto and do all those things and look it up. I'm not sure they could do it anywhere near as fast, but now we're really moving into territory where it's going to be hard to find a single human being, and to get somebody to do all this is going to be expensive, and I'm doing this in a matter of minutes. So what does ChatGPT say? Certainly. Here are some short Pokemon battle stories to go with each dish. And then we had the breakfast dish with the berbere spice, and it says, story, Pikachu and his friends were exploring the wilds of Ethiopia and they were suddenly ambushed by a group of sneaky Pokemon thieves. And it goes on to have this berbere dragon that they're battling. And then it says, in the end, they emerged victorious, but not before the dragon left a fiery spice that imbued their breakfast eggs with a flavorful kick. Can you help Pikachu and his friends defeat the berbere dragon and enjoy this spicy breakfast? That's pretty amazing, right? We've gone from a meal plan to now help my son get excited about eating this by mixing in some concept that he's really excited about, and it's actually produced a cliffhanger. Is this the best cliffhanger? Maybe, maybe not. But does it matter? No, because I'm rapidly sort of experimenting with my ideas. I'm trying to give my thought form. I'm trying to understand what this would look like, and I could go in, I could refine it and improve it further, but it's already done a pretty good job. I could probably take this and read it to my son and have him more excited about trying the dish. So then I thought, well, let's take this crazy idea further. So we're going to be sitting at the dinner table. We're going to read these crazy stories that ChatGPT has generated for me to try to get my son excited about eating these dishes. I thought, what else do we do at the dinner table that I could weave into this? And I thought, well, one of the things we do is we talk about what my son is learning at school. And one of the things he loves is he loves learning math and playing math games. And I thought, well, is there a way I can integrate that into this whole crazy idea? And I said, ChatGPT, I would like you to play a math game with my 9-year-old to teach him about division with fractions and nutrition. Ask him questions one at a time involving Pokemon in these topics and make it into a game. When he wins, the Pokemon win. Ask the first question. And ChatGPT says, great, let's play a fun math game involving Pokemon and nutrition. Question 1. Pikachu and his friends are planning a meal that includes half a cup of cooked rice, but they need to divide it evenly among 3 Pokemon. How much rice will each Pokemon get? And it gives him a hint, and it says, if you get stuck, feel free to ask me for more hints, for guidance. And what does it do? It then waits for my son to respond. So we go and we type in the answer. We type in 1/6. Now notice, before we were asking it questions, and now it's asked us a question. We've told it to create this math game. It's now asked me or my son a question. I'm typing in 1/6 as the answer. And now ChatGPT says, good job, that's correct. Each Pokemon will get 1/6 a cup of cooked rice. We got this answer by dividing 1/2 by 3, which gives us, and it works out the math for us. And so we went from, a meal plan, this crazy idea of a meal plan that's based on food from Uzbekistan and Ethiopia, that's keto friendly, that I can get at an average grocery store. We then added serving sizes or portions to it. We then took that and we got it to generate, Pokemon battle stories with cliffhangers that would help my son get excited about eating these dishes. And then I created a game, a math game based on nutrition and Pokemon to go along with this to make it even more fun. And then I thought, well, what else can we do this? I mean, let's really give this thought some form at the end. We've gotten the meal plan, we've gotten the stories, we've got this game. Can we give the game real form? And so I used some of my domain knowledge as a computer scientist to say, let's create code for this. So we're actually going to produce software for it. So I said, let's create code for this in Python, but I want it to be a web application. And I'm not going to go through all the details because they are domain specific. They use my knowledge of computer science. But the key thing is that ChatGPT then generates actual software, the code for software for this. I'm not going through all of it, but the important piece of it is when we get to the end of it, we actually have real working software that I could run on a computer to play this math game with my son. And so you can see that we took some simple idea and we rapidly prototyped it into all kinds of different forms. And at any point in time, we could go and we could further refine one of the forms. So we could take the meal plan that didn't have information about how much to eat, portions, and we could add that into it. We could reshape it into a completely different form. We could then eventually get to the end and take some form that we had created and take it out of the language model and turn it into software. And so that capability of taking our ideas and rapidly iterating and prototyping with them, that's just one example of the type of thing that we can do with these large language models like ChatGPT. Now, I hope this example helps to get you inspired about the capabilities of what you're going to learn to do within this course.